need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me.
Sorry, Sam. All right, hello and welcome everyone to this matchup between Fotiá and Les Berets. It's going to be a very interesting matchup here today, as both teams have some roster shakeups that are worth talking about. The winner of this match, it's worth noting, will go on to the losers bracket finals to face Annihilation here in the not too distant future. And speaking of Annihilation members, and also people who aren't Annihilation members, we've got a couple wonderful co-commentators here today. Guys, if you could introduce yourselves.
Hello, I am Mr. N87.
Bloom, also Bloomishly. Hello.
Hey, so we've got a bit of an interesting match, as I've said multiple times already today, as we look on at the wonderful team synergy of Fotiá, expressing itself in a beautiful set of stacked players here, and also Mimi's Berry. But
There you.
as we were saying, some interesting things going on today. We do have Mike on briefly here, but we're expecting him not to stick around for the whole match, and we'll be seeing a different Pyro today, most likely for the Beret. And then on the other side of things, Mail has apparently decided to take a leave of absence for the time being from CTF, so we're expecting to see Fire Turtle on Pyro for Fotiá today. Both teams going to be playing without their starting Pyro, most likely. And that's going to make things very interesting today in terms of seeing how things shake out. I think normally we'd be going into this match talking about LB being heavy favorites, but anything is on the table here today. I do want to catch something right away, though, before we get started. Fire Turtle is actually playing Ninja right now for Fotiá, so they have a different Pyro set up in their flag room. Pyro going by the name of Arzaloria.
And on the other side of the map, we actually have A Fruit playing Pyro, while I believe Mike was both.
Yeah, so a Fruit.
Interesting choices for both. Like, I don't believe I've ever seen Arzaloria on Pyro before.
I believe I played a couple PPMs with Arzaloria Pyro, but I am not certain. It's been a while.
So we've got a 2-soldier, 1-elf offense here from the side of LB, plus Haynes on Heavy, not Chemist. The elf has already gone down to Islandinger on Assassin, but Haynes is working his way into the flag room now. It's going to distract for Pavlik on the way in. Pavlik, however, held up by Zia and the Assassin, so nothing doing there on the first push for the side of LB. Sabu does get a very brief steal there, but Dinger is going to take him out as well. A lot of work already done by Dinger here.
On the other side of things, Fotiá did actually get the first steals of the match. The first one, I believe, by Sir Leo. Typical roles by the offense. Tom D running as Elf. Sir Leo on Soldier. However, the LB defense did a good job on collapsing on the offense, as they did all get in at the same time. So good job on that.
Yeah, now, Ant, I'm curious here, to say the least. What do you think about this map and how it's affected things so far? This is a map that I believe we're only seeing in competitive play for the second time here in an official match, so teams should still be relatively new to it.
Yeah, like, it's overall not a popular map, so people have abstained from really practicing it too hard.
And that does... Go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm not a fan of it at all. Really hard to cross. It's a fairly sizable map, but
My bad.
Yeah, Sabu out towards mid right here. He does have support from Pavlik as well and Soldier. Could look for a pass since it does look like he's taken some damage already, but B2 is there roaming up to support and clear a little space for him, and Sabu's already found a bit of a hole here in the map. He does have Diana closing in on Medic, but I don't know if she's going to make it there. She does get taken down by a headshot at the last minute. Sabu is very low here, 1.5 hearts, but is ahead of all the recovery. Leo's turning and Leo gets the kill. Very good awareness there from the heavy on the side of Fotiá, saving what could have been a cap there if someone else had been able to pick up the flag.
That was going to be a cap. He was like only a second away from his medic. He got the regen. He was going to convert that.
I really liked how Fotiá turned around to try and recover that. I like their synergy. So
Yeah, no, speaking of Fotiá, they're running an offense that's a bit different from what everyone else has been running on this map so far. We do have Leo on Heavy and Diverged on Chemist, so Pesto, I believe, is the lone soldier right now, with Tom being elsewhere, I believe, as Elf. Double check that. No, he's actually soldier as well, although he was killed early on in the push, so Pesto was the only soldier going into that flag room. Leo's going to get a steal going out back, is being chased by both Pig 3 and the Pyro, and will go down, but Averged has the backup there on Chemist. Good web from Border 96 to keep him in the flag room and force him to take a lot of damage, and Pig 3 is going to finish that one off as well. We do have another steal here, chaining steals here for Fotiá, dirty backup stealers that they are. With Tom on soldier, he's going to go low ground actually. Mimi is alive there, but before he's able to get to Mimi, oh no! He was going to try to pass there to Leo, but didn't manage to take out the ninja beforehand. Maybe he just thought it was Pig 3 tailing him. And that could have been a great opportunity there for Fotiá's offense. They're getting steals, but not quite able to convert there as the ninja picks it up instead.
Just a really interesting route there, going right below the spawn. That's risky, but if you can pull it off with... If they got the pass, they probably would have been fairly good.
Yeah, definitely, and it's probably where you want to be on this map as Heavy as well, since you don't have to worry about using your mobility too much. Now, we do have Mimi and Averged set upon here by B2 and Seago, but there is going to be a steal from Tom in the meantime, with Leo there as support. Leo having moved back over to Soldier, Tom back over on Elf, and Tom's already halfway across the map. He's going to get his heal there from Mimi, most likely. Did get the restore. So this could be a first cap here for Fotiá, as the ninjas from LB are tailing pretty far behind. Tom's already at his spawn, and this really shows you how quickly you can capture the flag on this map if you do manage to make it past spawn, and just like that, Fotiá has a 1-0 lead, already taking a lead on their opponents here. Now, Mike has a steal. Mike, I wasn't expecting to see get a steal today, as he's, as I understand it, playing a little bit injured, but definitely putting in a valiant effort here as Evan finally logs in to replace him.
I did see LB try to turn around and recover that, but Tom had some really good routing. He managed to avoid most of the LB offense and was just able to run that in cleanly. So good job on Tom. He is notably one of the best Elf players, and I'm glad that he's shining on this map specifically. You know, one that isn't really played often.
Mimi's been knocked pretty low here, but Averged is going to be over to support her, as well as give a restore to Pesto there. So Fotiá's offense actually making good use of their medic here, and coming back to her quite a bit for heals. That's going to allow Pesto to go in for a steal here on pretty high health, but Leo picks it up first. He's taken a lot of damage, but Mimi is alive below him. She did go the wrong way for a second, but is still alive and able to get regen off. I don't think he got the restore quite yet, as he is on 0 stakes. And Mimi does go down to Pig 3, as does Sir Leo. Pig 3 right now single-handedly carrying this LB defense, as Seago and B2 are getting some damage off, but a lot of it's being healed off by Mimi.
Thing I want to note is the archer positioning as well. Enderbrine is playing a little bit closer to his spawn, while the other archer, Shaman, is playing on top mid. That's allowing him more control of the map, and you could see in the chat Enderbrine talking about someone getting on the archer, so I assume that Shaman actually has control right now.
You mentioned
roaming.
that as
Enderbrine
Nick's
is
just
on
headshot
the
him twice
map.
in a row.
And put some
just a little
trash
bit of
talk
roaming.
in chat, yeah. And he's feeling himself right now a little bit, but he has had ninjas roaming for him pretty hard here so far, and I think Fire Turtle's just going to finish him off right there and then. So interesting matchup to watch as the game continues. I think right now, based on what we're seeing, Enderbrine is winning the duels, but he's also being pressured harder by ninjas here, and that could keep him from playing too far up on the map. So, Pab has a steal here for LB, and he's actually survived for a little while here. He's going for the sponge on his left side of the map, but Karo's denying him from it for the time being. Looking perhaps from support from his chemist here, as Diana's not close by as medic just yet. She's coming up the stairs. She might actually make this, and yes, it looks like Pavlik's going to get a restore here, most likely. A lot of support around the LB flag holder, as Pavlik is most of the way across the map, and just as Fotiá were able to get halfway across the map and instantly get support and capture quickly, I think we're going to see the same thing happen here for LB, as Dona protects Pavlik on the way into the flag room, and we are tied up at 1-1, almost halfway through the map.
These offenses are doing really well at supporting their flag carriers. Like every single capture we've seen, the flag carrier has been just surrounded by their support. So it takes a lot to get across the map here, unless you're like an elf with like infinite arrows. But yeah, good job on both offenses. I'm kind of surprised that it's tied at this point, not gonna lie.
Again, we do want to keep an eye on the Archer matchup here, because and Archer versus Ninja matchup specifically, because we just saw Fire Turtle solo Enderbrine about halfway across the map as he tried to make his way to mid. Good ninja roaming performances here are very important on this map, as controlling space for your Archer means they can headshot the other team's defense as well as the offense, and that makes a big difference. Tom is out here, although he's been isolated by most of LB's defense. Does have Leo supporting him. I don't think anyone went for the backup steal, and Jake is actually covering the flag, so would have been very tricky to get a backup steal and get out too far there as well. Still, good sign of life from Fotiá after a capture just went the other way. All right, so looking elsewhere on the map here, we are going to have LB try to make their way into the flag room. Pavlik did take some damage from Karo there, but Tom has a steal on the other side of the map. Again, out as Elf, again going towards mid, does have Leo there to support, and does have Mimi coming up on him. Does get the restore, but there are two ninjas on him, and Tom got stuck in a block there briefly. That's going to cost him some time. Now, Pesto is roaming back over on Ninja to try and clear some of these recovery players away, but Seago actually gets a very nice drop there on Tom, who had made it halfway across the map. Looks like Leo's going to be going back to the flag, but Pig 3 takes him right out, and that's going to have to be a reset for Fotiá's offense. On the other side of things, LB are crossing the map here. Dinger's trying to harass the core group there, and Evan's actually still pretty far up, helping out the offense, and now trying to go after Pesto. He's put himself a little bit out of position here if the other team is able to get past him, but yeah, actually, Evan's just going to drop. Completely demolished there by Pesto at the end as Evan overextended a little bit, but sometimes playing risky like that and pushing up can give you the rewards that you want as a bulk D player and force the offense to basically get held in spawn. So that's a play style that is going to be interesting to watch from Evan so far, or going forward in this match. Cardona tries to go for a ninja steal there, but gets knocked away. We're going to see Haynes get a steal here, but he gets caught on the wall and kept in the corner. Cherry watching the flagpole dutifully, and we're going to see Fire Turtle roam all the way out to mid, and I think he just pearled a little too far over Enderbrine there and instead wound up dying to Sabu. Speaking of Sabu, he's on Chemist's offense right now. LB are changing their roles around a bit, and though he's going to run into a Verge and Carowinds here, he should be pretty safe. This is two Chemist offense for the side of LB, which is not something that you see all that often, but could be good on this map. With that said, we are going to see Cheese take out one of the chemists there, leaving Sabu as the lone survivor and forced to fend off his former AF teammate, Fire Turtle there. Diana's being isolated on top of spawn here, and will get taken down by Zia, so all the damage that Sabu has taken is permanent. He will go down to Arzuloria there in the flag room, and Cardona gets taken out by Dinger as well. So as we get a little bit of a lull state here, and what are your thoughts on the match so far? And are there any matchups you're keeping an eye on?
As for matchups, not particularly. But for the match, yeah, they've gotten some pretty good steals so far, which is hard to do on this map. Like, it's a very narrow map and not much cover, so it's even getting across to the opposing team side is difficult.
Right, we have water down here from Cardona, who's moved over to Elf now for the side of LB. He's going to be going in pretty much solo here, and Arzullaria catches him before he makes it over to the water, so he takes a lot of damage before the steal and will go down. Interesting that he was pretty much solo there, as the rest of the offense for LB was either held up or just way too far behind him. Sab's going to go into the flag room now, but Cardona just fed Arzullaria Frenzy, so the better steal is going to be from a Virgin on the other side, though he does go down to Pig 3, as so many steals from Fotiá already have.
Yeah, Pig 3 doing so much work on that defense at the moment.
Now, with that said, I think we're going to see a offense reset here in a second from Fotiá, as Leo's just being stalled out by Evan. Evan's actually chasing him across the map, and Leo's not responding. Maybe he thought he could get to his medic, but Evan just catches him there. And now we are actually going to see the full respawn for the side of Fotiá. Now, on the other side of things, LB are getting a steal. They have ninja support, but he's not able to knock the pyro away there. And so Sabu's just going to get mobbed by the entirety of the FT defense. Still, interesting to see the defense activate and push up there from the side of LB. It'll be good to see them do that a little bit more to generate some steals here, because all you really need to do at this flag room is, get out of the flag area, and having a ninja there to knock the pyro can be very helpful for that. Looks like we have Fire Turtle tracking Sabu here down below the spawn. I think he's actually... Yeah, he's still waiting here, and Sab's going to make a move to try and get to the top, but Fire Turtle has his nerve break as the last second and doesn't commit down on Sabu here. So he's still behind the flag room right now, and will go in pretty much undetected, knocks Arzullaria away, and has Haynes there immediately to support him. Good play there from Sabu, being sneaky and trying to use his... stealth abilities, I guess you could say, to survive. Still manages to get caught there. Zia managing to chase down the soldier there for LB. Would have been an interesting solo play from Sabu, but not quite able to make it work. The medic just wasn't there in time, although Sabu almost made it across mid.
Yeah, just too much Omen with not much support, and you're not going to have a good time here if you don't have support with the flag.
So we've got Evan chasing Tom here, a soldier chasing down an elf. Maybe he doesn't see a better target, but he gets taken out by Cheese. So Tom's going to make it across the map pretty safe here, most likely. And the rest of Fotiá's offense have gotten pretty far as well. Pick 3, however, knocks out both the chemist and the medic, and that could end the push right there. They are still going to have soldiers and an elf trying to make it into this flag room, but now Evan's on Pesto, and that's a matchup that Pesto probably doesn't want right now. He's getting a lot of damage off, and Sabu has a steal on the other side, so we're going to go check in on that. As Leo steals on the opposite side, but doesn't make it very far. Sabu, again at mid, has ninjas and Zia trying to get in his way, but he's going to cut to the low ground here. Doesn't have a medic there right away. He now takes the stairs back up, so a lot of jukes here being used to buy time for Diana, and she's going to make it over. Hasn't gotten the restore yet, just regen so far, and he is still being mobbed by players on Fotiá. There is a lot of support from LB here, making it to mid right now, and so Sabu so far has managed to survive. He does have 0 stakes, 8.5 hearts. His medic will be respawning shortly, and will probably allow him to get the restore there. Yes, in fact, Sabu is now very safe with 3 stakes, is on restore cooldown, but will be able to make it to this flag, and with just 4 minutes left, LB is going to take the lead.
Very good decision to use the underground for his routine.
That was clever rooting. Average got the steal, and I thought that he was going to make it farther, as LB was pushing a lot on support, but LB did a good job on focusing who should support and who should go after the recov, and the medic was pushed away, so Average could not get the restore. That was very good coordination by LB.
Arrow's going to support this steal here for Fotiá. He's got regen going into the flag room, knocking a fruit away, and this is going to allow a free steal for Pesto. He makes it down and has Mimi right there. Pig 3 almost gets the assassinate, but doesn't actually manage to pull it off. Pesto, however, stuck in a web, and now the Pyro's going to catch up. Pig 3 back as well with a fresh assassinate. Enderbrine gets the headshot from mid, and that would have been a great chance there for Fotiá if not for some pesky webs. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be enough, and they're going to have to find something quickly here if they're going to be able to tie this up and go into the next map level with LB. Now, we do have Haynes and Diana working their way around the side of the map here. Haynes taken out. Diana, however, is going to be able to kill the assassin sent after her. So now the medic's going to be there right in Fotiá's flag room to support anyone trying to steal. Maybe she's gone in a little bit too early, as now she's going to be spotted out by Carowinds and hasn't been able to support anyone yet. But in fact, she will be taken down as Sabu gets the steal there. Still, Sab getting these steals is not a good sign for Fotiá. Any attention they have to divert to stopping him is not going to go over to helping Leo. And right now, what they really need is a Leo capture.
Leo is actually out. He is going bottom mid. He has a soldier to support, but he does not have the medic yet. Seago is behind him. Oh, and the medic drops, but Leo climbs up at that same moment. He is looking for Mimi, but Mimi lost Leo there. I would say that she just respawns at this point.
Yeah,
And
just
she
get the
does.
spawn, but no, it's not in time. So close there for Leo. He was on such low health for so long, and B2 finally caught up right below FT's spawn. That's gotta be a crushing moment there for Fotiá.
That's just hard to watch, and
I feel like that
So-
was just miscommunication. Like, they lost where Leo went, and I don't know, just poor support, I guess. That was really unfortunate. They could have really turned that into a capture that they needed to go into the second map.
Now,
Speaking of that
Pig3's
bit-
roaming up
oh.
here. Oh, well, she does get taken down. Go ahead, Ant.
Speaking of that, when Sabu stole, B2 just missed a hard opportunity to ninja steal. He had it, but pearled a moment too soon.
Yeah, I was wondering if anyone else saw that. B2 almost had a perfect ninja steal. No one was looking at the flag post, but he did pearl just a second too early. However, Sab did get the steal. Didn't result in a capture, but it was a good attempt.
Now, it's definitely Ninja Steel territory here for Fotiá with just 30 seconds left. They're going to have to get out of this flag room very quickly. And look at LB. They're stacking everything on the pole. This is going to be probably the hardest ask for a ninja of all time.
They
They're
having
just flat out not
a little,
getting it.
a little part on the flag post, just making sure.
Yeah, well, I guess it's go next here for Fotiá, as they'll be moving on to what's probably a more appreciated map next round on Bazaar. But good start from both teams. Fotiá jumping out to an early lead, LB bringing it back with the return of Evan to the roster and managing to clutch things out with 4 minutes left. Good show from both teams. Hopefully we'll see a bit more action along those lines, because that was pretty fast-paced and intense gameplay. And Bazaar could bring even more of that. We'll find out pretty soon as we've got 3 seconds left. Both teams are going to be spawning in here right now. And as expected, we do have Leo and Pesto on Soldier, Tom on Elf for the side of Fotiá rather, and Carex and Cheese both sitting on top spawn as Assassin and Archer respectively. Now, Haynes is going to be back on his trusty chemist here. He did start out on Heavy last map. Pig 3 actually roaming up pretty far here, perhaps looking to find some value on offense. Though I think she's turning back around. We do have a first steal of the map from Leo. He's going to be heading out and does have Mimi on top of spawn. Pig 3 gets taken out. We do have the Pyro catching up, but a Fruit not able to seal the deal on Leo. She doesn't see him. Nobody sees Leo behind them. But I don't think he's making it out of here anyways. This time a Fruit drops down. She does get taken out by Pesto, but that's not going to be enough. Tom gets taken out as well, and despite some silly moments there, I do think Leo was going to be pretty hard-pressed to capture that. Speaking of hard-pressed to capture, we do have Carex take out Cardona there behind the spawn of Fotiá. So nice job there from the new Assassin sub player. Pig 3 is going to be going after Averged here and forcing Averged to pot a couple times, but actually Averged gets some help in that matchup with Cheese shooting all the way from spawn to take out Pig 3. Now, Averged and Mimi are in position to support this steal, but Tom's actually going bot market. Has made it very far. Used just about all of his wind, I would think. The ninjas are on him now, but he goes down to Pavlik's damage. Takes a quick hit there from the ninja and a quick hit from Pavlik, and just like that, a good chance gets shut down. Now, Pesto gets a steal going top spawn here. Enderbind doesn't see him, but the rest of LB do, and he goes for a pass right into the ninja. Unfortunately, Leo, who does get spotted by a Fruit this time, isn't going to be able to get there in time to back up. So instead, Averged is going for a steal here. Does have support from Mimi, but all they're really going to manage to do is take this flag away from the pole there. It's just too much on them. And Order 96, as usual, is just watching the backup and making sure no one can sit at the flag for free.
Actually, how Pesto got the second steal, he managed to avoid border, and because the Pyro had left the flag room, he was able to get that steal, but I do believe he was low. Haynes was going on the top of Fotiá spawn, but he did die to Cheese. I'm not sure if it was just damage, because I don't think it was a headshot, but it does say in the chat that he was shot. So.
It was damage, yeah. Cheese is only like 10 blocks away.
Now, Tom has a steal and goes down there pretty quickly. Fotiá could be looking for backups, but I do want to point one thing out, which is that while we were talking there, B2 already went for a solo ninja steal one-on-one against Arzaloria, so he's looking for that early and probably going to be looking for that often. Now, Sab, on the other hand, has support from a fellow soldier there, went back into the flag area and kind of disrespected Arzaloria there a bit. Did result in him taking a lot of damage, but he's going to get regen there from Diana. Perhaps the restore here, although there is a lot of pressure on him, keeping damage numbers low. I think he's going to pass for a ninja here. He has 2 ninjas there to support. I don't think he ever got his stake back, and maybe that would have been the better call, but with Diana dead, he's only on half a heart right now. Actually going to get the heal there. Diana back so quickly. And with that being the case, Sabu has a new lease on life. Is being chased down by the Pyro, but has managed to get up on the wall here. Is going to be caught by the ninjas in a web as well, and taken down. My goodness. Sabu escaping there from death so many times, but not quite able to pull it off. And now Averged is escaping into the bottom market there. Managed to create some space away from a Fruit, but will be taken back down by Pig 3. Looks like Tom's going to go in for backup against Jake, and does manage to pull it off, although he didn't do so unscathed. With that said, Mimi's Berry right there to give him the restore, and Tom has a pretty good shot at this now. If Mimi respawns to be able to get past this group of offense players, I think she'll be able to do a lot of work, but instead she focuses on trying to clear space away from Tom. Tom not able to win past the other team's defense, and a good chance dies just like that. Still, barely a dull moment here so far. Only 4 minutes and 15 seconds into the game, and Pig 3, look at this, already roaming up. Does get taken down, though, and Leo has a steal on the other side. Will get taken down by Seago, and the steals just keep coming here with Pavlik on the other side of the map, being taken down by the Assassin of Carex. LB are going for a backup steal here, and Cardona is able to actually just outplay everyone and get out of the flag. He might be fairly low at this point in time, being chased by the Bolhierzia, getting some hits off on him, hopefully not boosting him too far, and in fact not doing that at all. With that said, Cardona is bot mid, does have support from the chemist but not the medic, and does get taken down. Sabu got involved in that fight as well. There was an attempt, I think, at a ninja backup there on the flag. Someone went for it, but was a little bit too hard to see as they died just as I moved over to the flagpole.
Speaking of ninja backup, Pavlik actually did try going for the ninja, and he almost got it. He knocked Perry a good distance away, but actually did Pearl too early, like we saw earlier with B2. Just unfortunate timing for LB ninja steals. I do think they could go far. It's just unfortunate timing, like I said.
Yeah, now look at Enderbrine's positioning here on the map. He's moved to a very defensive spot here, if we can get the camera on him, playing on top of his flag. And that's probably because there's been so much pressure coming over top spawn from the side of Fotiá. They've been forced out of that position. It's not a position you want to be playing too much as Archer, but it can be very effective if the other team doesn't see you as you move in. Speaking of moving in, Fotiá are going to be able to get a steal here. They do go down, though, as Tom drops 2 damage. Pesto is going to go for the backup here. Mimi, however, gets taken down by a headshot from Enderbrine, and Pesto would not have made it to her anyways. Sabu, on the other side of things, does have a steal here, but will go down. The medic is there to support a backup steal, but Caro actually isolates Diana and takes her right on out. Pavlik is going to go in as well, but probably just going to feed Frenzy over to the Pyro here. We do actually see Arzeloria get forced to use it and drop. So Pavlik and Haynes are still alive here, but I think they're just wasting their own time. Now, Leo does manage to get out before being shot by Enderbrine. Tom's going to go for a backup steal and does have support from Pesto and Mimi, who's sitting top spawn, but he has to make it there, and I think he's out of wind. Looks like Mimi's going to come down to him, manage to get the regen off, but I don't think she's going to get the restore, as B2 manages to take Tom down. So far, I think these steals have looked a little more threatening for the side of Fotiá, and Pesto's already out at mid. He did get support from a Verge there. I think a regen pot is the main thing that came through. Looks like the Pyro's going to catch up here briefly, but Pesto has the ability to use his verticality here and is able to beat Evan. Now he's going to go right over that group of players, which is a pretty risky thing to do. He's wall climbing here a lot, and his support hasn't made it back to him. Oh no, he goes down to damage! That looked like a sure capture for Pesto, but he kind of just dawdled around there, and his support wasn't really there to help him out. Now Tom's going to get a backup steal here. Oh!
He's over by
and Leo picks it up halfway across the map. What a good heads-up play there from Tom, going for the ninja steal. Pig 3 is their one chance to get this recovery, but she gets zoned out by Carowinds, and that's that. Another one-cap lead here for Fotiá. Starting off bizarre, things are getting pretty spicy. And look out, because B2 is coming for the flag now again, with Cardona there to go after the Pyro as well. Looks like that time KRX is able to stop Sabu on the way out. Pavlik gets a backup steal here, but he's taken a lot of damage before even being able to wall climb up, and B2 just did nothing that whole time. He sat above the flag waiting for a pass, I think.
It's really good timing by Tom. He got there right before any of the LB main defense, like the bulk or the Pyro, got back into the flag room. He was just able to steal while egging Border back. That was a good play by Tom. And a good play by good communication by Fotiá. They knew exactly where the Pearl was going to land.
Nice assassinate there from Pig 3 to take out Mimi, but she'll respawn pretty quickly, albeit without buffs. A lot of Fotiá heading through this kill box here, which is interesting to see, and Leo and Tom actually making it through unscathed, which is not something I would have expected. Pesto, however, is going to get the steal, managed to get potted there by a Verge, but Mimi, as mentioned, is going to be a little ways away, and Pesto will go down pretty much right away to B2. 22 kill streak gets stopped there for Cheese, so he's doing some work there. Enderbrine's actually roamed up to mid and is forcing the duel right now with the other Archer. This is something that I would expect him to be favored in, but looks like he's going to turn around and head back to his flag area, as he's probably gotten wind that Fotiá's offense are on their way over. Now,
finally, it feels like we found a dull moment.
Yeah, sorry if I've been talking over everyone here a little bit. Anything to add, Ant, Bloom?
Not really. I think you've covered things rather well.
I'm just a bit used to it. I'm kidding.
Well,
Pavlik is out on top of their flag. Caro is on him, and I believe he's very low. I think that was no stake. He does have support from the soldier. tries to pass it, but just passes it right into Zia. Sabu with the backup steal, trying to go down mid as Elf, or not mid, my bad. Karo is on him. I don't see any other support at this moment, and he does drop to the ninja.
Yeah, it looks like our first sighting of the Sabu Elf today was a very dangerous one for Fotiá. Made it out to mid pretty much on the first push there. That's something we're going to want to keep an eye on, I think, because Sabu does have a pretty good Elf in his toolkit, in his set of playable classes. So if Fotiá don't give him the respect that he probably deserves on there, this could become very rough for them very quickly.
I do think that was a bit of a misplay by the Berets because he was like a little bit past mid, but when I went back to the Fotiá flag room, there were 2 ninjas there waiting to backup steal, so I don't know if support was evenly distributed or like distributed correctly during that steal.
I mean, didn't help that Sabu kind of winded into Fotiá's offense as well.
I mean, Fotiá did a good job of turning, but yeah, just unfortunate.
Now, speaking of Fotiá, Leo's going to work his way over to the flag here right now. We do actually have the ninjas roaming up and taking out Enderbrine as all of that happens, but looks like Tom and Pesto are going to be relatively late. They must have been taken out on the way across the map. Leo was forced to be restored right there, and I think Mimi's been caught. Instead, Leo's just going to take pressure for her, and it's going to allow Tom to get a steal going out towards mid. I think this might be a moment where Mimi's going to want to respawn, because she does have Tom already at mid. This is a pretty dangerous steal right here. And if Tom doesn't drop to this ninja, there are very limited options here for the side of LB to get a recovery. He's still been dropped pretty low. Mimi is actually there to support. And this is right by spawn. They just need the assassin to roam over and take care of some of these No!
Oh,
Seago doesn't go down! And without the insta-kill there to support, that heavy just crits Tom out. And now Sabu has a steal, very clean steal, although he did take some pyro damage going out towards mid. Kara's going to slow him down, and Turtle's there as well. But now he's pretty far across the map, and this could be a massive turn in momentum. But instead, despite the pressure, Cheese gets a headshot onto the Elf. Sabu's calling the Archer, but there was a Chemist on him. What a hero play from Cheese there.
Shot. That was such a nice shot. Good on him. There's only so much you can do when there's a couple people on the Archer and the Archer lands the shot anyway.
Yeah, what a play there from Cheese. What a play from Seago before him. 2 absolute hero plays there on recovery. Tom's going to get a steal, but gets taken down very quickly there. And I think that's going to end Fotia's push, so I think we have a brief moment here to talk about the game before things get crazy again.
Oh, Cardona did try getting out, but he does end up getting webbed, taking a lot of damage from the pyro, but he still is out. The medic is right there, and he is getting the regen. Hasn't got the restore quite yet. Oh, there it is. The ninja is on him, but he has full stake, so I don't know how much that will do.
That's a very clutch restore there from Diana. She died just as she got it off.
Yeah, and LB is on the Archer, and Clayman is trying to land shots, but I don't think he's within distance at this moment. At their spawn now.
Yeah,
Right?
a lot of pressure here still, but I think they're going to reroute and go for the steal right now, Fotiá are. Tom's going to go out towards bottom market here and does get taken down. That's going to allow the tying capture there from the side of LB, and that's very big for them because now they could be going into the third map if the scores hold with a 1-map edge, and Fotiá would be on the ropes.
Sabu did try winding out of the flag room, but he did get caught in one of these little window things on the edges, and he does end up going down. Tom on the other side did get a steal, but ends up going down to B2 as Ninja. Was he Elf? Those were both Elf steals, but both taken down by the defense.
Yeah, looks like water's going to come down from Sabu here, and now we have Pavlik in a position where he's set up to steal. Sabu's going to come in as well, and actually kind of gets bannered there. Looks like he was at the flag for long enough, but didn't quite manage to pick things up. Cardona's going to come in for the backup steal and does get taken down as well. I do want to say that I like this new offense look from LB. I think Cardona on Soldier, Sabu on Elf, and Pavlik on Soldier are all on their strongest offense roles. So now that they put this together, things could get scary. Speaking of scary, Pesto nearly taken down by the Frenzy there. He's made it most of the way across the map. Mimi's trying to heal him, but I think he's on cooldown right now. Very low health and gets taken down by Evan. But I think a fruit actually made that play work. Now we are going to have Tom go for the backup steal. Jake only offers minimal resistance, but a fruit, on the other hand, going to be able to stop Tom from winding up, and that is just enough to prevent him from getting away to top spawn.
A fruit did a really good job on recovering on Pesto there. Pesto had just gotten the restore just a second before a fruit used her frenzy. So very bad timing for Pesto as he had to wait another couple seconds for the restore. Cardona is out, trying to go top spawn. He was getting pressured by the ninjas, opts to go more towards market.
Watch the Sin.
Assassin is there. Avoids the Sin. I believe the Sin went down. Still low. I don't think he got the medic. Caro is on.
No, he did.
Oh, he did get the medic? My bad.
He's low stakes already again, though. Very low health. No stake right now. Diana's almost over. I think he got the regen there, but still no stake. So if someone on the side of Fotiá manages to catch him, that could be big. Averged, however, is focused on his team steal. Zia actually picks up the flag there, absolutely saving the day for Fotiá, as now the medic has definitely come through for Cardona. Still, Zio gets taken down, and K-Rex! K-Rex! Saving the day for Fotiá, staving off what could have been elimination for them.
What an insane assassinate.
I'm speechless. That's amazing.
What a play. What an absolute clutch play there from K-Rex. I'm kind of in awe.
Yeah, that was a really nice assassinate. Kind of surprised no one called it out, honestly. That was really good on Fotiá's part.
I think they limited the amount of support there that K-Rex that Cardona actually had, so it was just Cardona and the medic against a bulk player and the Sin, but even so.
I'm wondering how that's. I wonder how that's messing with Berets' mental state at the moment, because that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, if the momentum turns against them here, we'll know. But it does feel like these last few minutes, LB have been the team pushing the tempo, and Fotiá is still a little bit on the back foot.
Fotiá is getting good steals. They are getting good steals. It's just unfortunate support. Like Averge was out at mid, but ended up getting headshot.
Yeah, they've had like 2 or 3 good steals that should have been converted, but for whatever reason they couldn't.
Oh, Ninja steal here. B2 narrowly missing the flag, and that's going to be disastrous for them, because that could have been a game-leading cap at the very least. Tom has a steal on the other side, but gets chased down by a Fruit, who's honestly not been having a bad game so far. Leo, however, manages to make it near top spawn there for the side of LB before being chased down by the bulk players.
There were 2 ninjas on the side of Fotiá trying for the ninja steal. Oh, they're back. Cardona and Haynes are in the flag room. I'm not sure if they're trying for a steal. Oh, that was just unfortunate. Cardona did try for the steal. Haynes tried pushing the pyro away. And B2 tries for another steal. That's 3 ninjas trying for the ninja steal, and all of them get shut down by Cherry. So good job on her for like watching the flag post so diligently.
And look at that, Haynes is right back on Ninja too. But Tom has a steal on the other side. It's going to be a pretty solid steal right now as he has support from Mimi. Pig3 trying to make it in, takes out the medic but not the flag holder, and Haynes actually comes back and gets the crucial damage off to drop Tom and stop that from going any further. Now LB are going to have a good chance. B2 already right there to clear the flag, and Haynes is back on Ninja as well, trying to clear some space. I mean, this is just a relentless assault from Ninjas against Arzalori. He does finally drop, but without any real danger being there in that particular moment to stop things from going well for Fotiá. Leo again going to get a steal. Gets taken down by a Fruit. Pesto gets the backup. Going top spawn, there is pressure on him, the Heavy and the Ninja, now both soldiers as well, trying to get in the way. But with that being the case, K-Rex is there to support. I think Pesto still doesn't quite have enough to get past, and that's going to be that. But Tom with the backup, that's an Elf going towards bottom mid, takes out the Assassin, but that flag is going to drop and fall over to Averged, who is bot mid. He has gotten pretty far on this Chemist, but a lot of bulk chasing him down, and I don't think Mimi's support is going to be enough there for him. And with that being the case, I think it's just going to be watching the Fotiá flagpole right now, because they've already used their ninja cap, and LB haven't.
is out as Elf, and I think he might have been able to make it, but he did get caught on some blocks and did end up dropping to the ninjas. Well played by Haynes, as Tom said. A
Two
Berets trying
ninjas
for another
there.
steal.
But I think
as
that's
Tom
Doesn't
said,
going to be
matter,
he
3
the...
had to
seconds
make
left,
it.
he's not making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sabu seems done with offense. Look at that.
Seago getting MVP as a bulk defense. He did end up getting a lot of recovery, so I think he did play well.
Yeah, it did look like he was dealing a lot of damage, and he had that one really clutch recovery at Fotiá's spawn. But I do see something dangerous, very dangerous in CMS chat, which is that a fellow by the name of Danny says he's going to be home in 2 minutes.
Oh,
And that could
dear.
result in a bit of an interesting substitution here for FT, maybe what they need to do to bring things back.
Oh, I like that, especially because of how strong Elf is on this map. Like, you'll probably see Sabri on it and Cardona as well.
And on the other side, on FT, Tom is also a strong elf. He got a lot of steals on Bazaar, so I'm kind of excited to see how he does on Adrenaline.
I hope Fotiá don't push things across too quickly here. Because if they use the timer, they might be able to get Danny back. Hard to say, though.
I'm cutting dice. Look at these eyes. They're not here to please you. There was a time you could be mine before all that you put me through. I knew that you were trouble, but I let that you were bad. I'm living in this bubble and it makes you so mad. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, 'cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like.
They do have the advantage, and it really just takes just one cap to solidify the game.
Well, here we go. Final map of this decisive matchup. One team will be sent packing at the end of this, and already we do have B2 going after Cheese. Cheese not going to drop to that, but already under heavy pressure from Enderbrine as well, who will manage to eventually hound down his fellow archer. Leo, again, interestingly, starting the map on heavy. He's done this a lot, and he's taking a lot of pressure already from the defense of LB. Pesto is going to make it into the flag here, but Sabu has the first steal of the map and has already made it out pretty far. Does go down to damage, and Tom has a steal on the other side. Did he make it back as Ninja? No. It's just how quickly Elf makes it across the map, and he's already at bot mid. Now, 2 ninjas chasing him down, but Mimi is there just in time to get regen off, and he does have assassin support as well. So, first real chance for Fotiá is a very dangerous one here. LB are catching up, and they do have insta-kills on the way, but I don't know that they're going to be there in time. Looks like Cheese... Oh, no!
Wow.
Seagull again!
Tom was at half a heart, but he was still on medic cooldown, so there was support all around him. He just got tapped by Seago and went down.
Man, I was ready to trash talk Seago going into this matchup, but my goodness, he has shown up in the clutch. I guess he's finally figured out how to win games.
It's
Now,
not even the kill I'm
Enderbrine being...
surprised about, but Mimi and I think Kerry were both boosted off of the flag. Like, Evan was very lucky to actually pick that up.
Yeah, there was Fotiá surrounding the entire flag. He did a good job of like knocking all of them off just so they could recover.
All right, well, Pesto's going to get a steal here, taken down by a fruit, likely in the flag room. Pavlik and Leo are going to get steals on both sides of the map, but Leo's has a bit more longevity to it. I mean, he has a little bit more longevity to himself right now as a heavy, but will go down, I think, to a flag poison tick there, as Jake did get the last hit off.
Yeah, that was kind of unfortunate for Leo. He dropped everything, including the pyro in the flag room. It was just the medic, and by the time he was finished, he was only out half a heart.
Heavy roaming there coming in from the ninjas of LB, manages to take out Cheese, and just at the right time, Sabu making it out of the flag room. Looks like Seago caught wind of my comments. Now, we are going to have a Verged, Mimi, and Leo fighting as a core there, and that's going to allow them to take some pressure while Pesto gets a steal. Mimi is super low health, but it doesn't matter, because Pig 3 just sneaks in to the cookie jar and gets that assassinate.
Oh wow,
Tom's
what a
gonna
nice
try
web by Border.
Yeah, finally stopping Tom, who's been backup stealing on him all game. Good redemption there from Jake, managing to stop him from getting out of the flag room. Speaking of getting out of the flag room, Cardona is pretty far already, and he does have medic support, does have NG support as well. This is one very pocketed elf, and I think he's going to try and take win to middle, but he goes right into the core, oh no, of Fotiá. I don't think it's going to matter, though. His support is just so much more longevity, and although Cardona's on one stake, he does have a lot of protection right now. Leo, on the other hand, is in a very dangerous position, does go down to Evan, and this could be the first cap right here, right now for LB, as Cardona's support carries the day.
Very
good
nice
steal
support
overall by
by,
LB as well. They had like 4 people on flag. It's very hard to do much about that.
Yeah, very true. I did like how Cardona also waited up a little bit more for his support. He didn't just wind across. Good plays by all of the teams.
So I was giving Fotiá the benefit of the doubt here to start the map off, but now that we're pretty this far in, I think it's time to start raising questions about what they're doing on offense. Leo as heavy is, he is pretty strong on that class, but it does leave you with Pesto and Tom as your only real capping options. And if they take too much pressure, this could end up being disastrous for Fotiá. I wonder if and when we're going to see Leo swap over to the Soldier here to give the side of Fotiá a little bit more threat, but we're going to have to keep wondering for the time being. Cardona and Pavlik getting steals here. Pavlik this time on heavy himself, actually, going out the far side. So I think right now LB don't even have a Soldier on offense. And Pavlik has a lot of support, being hounded down by K-Rex in particular right now, but he's managed to slip past most of the recovery. Good job there from Caro, slowing him down, allowing the Pyro to catch up. And if this is a recovery here for the side of Fotiá, it's all Caro wins' work. It's not quite going to be enough, though, as Pavlik is still alive. No stake, but he just gets the restore. And I think that's going to be that. Right as we were criticizing the heavy from Fotiá, LB make it work, and they're up 2-0.
I think LB in general is just doing a really good job of supporting. They kind of just collapsed on the flag carrier. Like, there was the pyro there, but they did a good job of keeping the pyro away from Pavlik, despite Caro trying to hold him in.
I think it's not just that, they're doing a good job for roaming for threats around somewhat near the flag carrier as well. Like, I think Fotiá has lost a lot of caps because they haven't roamed properly. They've clumped a lot, but they haven't really looked around and roamed far enough to get all the big threats off them.
Oh, definitely. I do think one of the bigger problems with Fotiá offense right now is support. We've seen a lot of potential captures just drop near spawn.
Don't look now. Cardona's out very far across the map. Turtle's slowing him down, but look at this support group that's with him instantly. LB are doing such a good job with this right now, and I think that's going to be a 3-0 lead, barring a miracle here. I mean, the first two maps were really close, but on Adrenaline, LB has just blown the door open. And I think we're starting to see that Fotiá can't quite keep up here.
Yeah, just the amount of PvP ability on LB, plus the fact that they have really good elves, is just a disastrous sort of equation for Fotiá. But he does end up getting headshot, Sabu. He was at mid. Wasn't that was really unfortunate. No one was on the archer at that moment.
Yeah, Leo does have a steal here. Well, we are going to see Pavlik get out. And this time he has support from Haynes and Sablu and Diana. And again, he's getting very far with this support right now. I wonder how much work the Archer's doing here on the side of Fotiá. We did see a good clutch headshot there from Cheese before, but all these slow, bulky players getting across the map is not a great sign. Now, Tom does have a steal going the other way, has support. This time, I think he's pretty safe, but the two ninjas could drop him here. Good support there from Kara to keep him alive. Now we do have Cherry getting back as medic, and I think finally here, Fotiá have a very short moment to breathe, as we are going into our first stalemate, albeit one that absolutely favors LB, because we do have a heavy flag holder on their side, and Tom on Elf on the other side.
Not to mention the cap difference as well. Fotiá have to recover this, and they have to recover quickly if they want any chance of winning the match.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh!
The pass goes wrong!
Dona camps the right spot! And just like that, we are near elimination for Fotiá. They have to go for the most absurd comeback of all time to be able to bring this back. They have to go 5 caps back, but LB are not letting their foot off the gas. We see these creative passes sometimes that are meant to catch teams off guard, so that Tom in particular would have been able to get a safer pass off over to the heavy, but Cardona was just in the right place at the right time and managed to turn things right on around.
I admit I didn't see what happened, but if you're going to make those sort of passes, you absolutely cannot telegraph it, or else you might as well just have a boring pass. It's not going to matter.
Pavlik just absolutely destroyed Zia on the way in. He went after the other team's bulk defense and just took her out. And I think that's part of the problem going on right now for Fotiá. They are just getting manhandled, both by composition and by PvP edge.
Is out as engineer going bottom, and
Just
the medic
no one
is
on him.
There's no one on him except for Caro, but there's not much you can do against 4 support like that. Mia is there, but a bit too late as Haynes is already almost in the flag room.
Yeah, Tom swapped over to Ninja to stall, but that's game. What a turnaround from LB. Things looked so competitive on the first 2 maps, but LB's composition on Adrenaline, as well as their fantastic job supporting each other on offense, just blew the door wide open. And that was a statement win from them, to say the least. So
yeah, Fotiá could have had this game, but they had to wrap it out at Bazaar, and they lost that chance when they lost DS6.
Very true. I don't know about you guys, but I personally would not want to interview Sabu. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think Dona did bring up that he could be coming in for the interview, and I think he'd be a very interesting person to talk to, especially after that recovery to end the stalemate just as it began. So
Oh, definitely.
let's get our good friend in here and have some words about how things went during that match. Should be in here in a second.
Should we start thinking about player of the game now or after the interview?
I think while we're waiting on Dona here, could be a good moment to talk about player of the game. Did you guys have any standouts?
Oh, speaking of Cardona, hello.
Hello there, everybody.
Hello, Donna. Congrats on the win. And congrats as well on a very dominant map 3, which I don't think we were expecting it to go quite that way. So if we could start things off with that map, what do you think really allowed you guys to pull ahead on map 3? Was it your composition on offense, individual play? What do you think?
Honestly, I think we kept similar offense. We kept the same cappers and all of that. We did have Pavlik switch over to a more supportive role just because we kind of felt like soldiers aren't going to do as much on adrenaline. And we put all the focus and power into the elves that time. I think it was also just a matter of kind of meshing gears a little better once we got around to map 3, just because we haven't had a lot of practice yet.
Yeah, and definitely seemed to pay dividends for you guys. First 2 maps, though, a lot closer. And Bazaar and Desert Strike in particular, you guys went down early, giving up the first capture of the map before bringing things back, at least to a draw. Does seem to be a sign of your team's resilience. Do you think that's the case?
I do think that's the case. Kind of the same reason for the first answer. We just haven't had a lot of time together yet to kind of synergize, I guess. Haven't done too many PPMs and scrimmages and all of that like the other teams have. We also had to put in Mike, who was originally going to play Pyro for us today, but a couple of shenanigans happened. So he did sub in for the first 5 minutes, though. Proud of him for that. In terms of just going down early, I think we did let up that one early capture, but then they didn't cap for the rest of the game. And that was just, like you said, the resilience kind of showing through after we kind of got our heads back into it.
Yeah, Mike even got a steal there for a second. So job well done to him, I think is fair to say. Now, you guys did have some pretty clutch moments, and I think Seago in particular was able to clutch out a couple recoveries there. That being said, it was a very close match for the first 2 maps. What do you think Fotiá did to keep things close, and why weren't you able to pull ahead the first 2 maps, I guess is the better question.
I honestly think Fotiá was just going in really prepared. They've had a lot of time practicing these maps in particular. I've seen them working hard in PPMs and stuff like that. And of course, going into the new map, Desert Strike 6, they did really well there too, on both offense and defense. Their defense was a lot of trouble for me personally on Elf. Their ninjas know how to play the game pretty well, and then they did a really good job of falling back onto the flag room as well. And that sin in the flag saved them a lot of times as well. Just dedicated players, they were looking for it, and they really did put up a good fight. I won't say I'm surprised. I definitely expected Fotiá to be really threatening.
All right, and you're moving forward now to play Annihilation in the next round. That's a team that you used to play on, as I think we remember very well. It's a team that Mike, as well, who's here in the call, used to play on. What are you expecting going into that match, and how do you think that'll go?
Honestly, I'm expecting another really close game. I think after this game, we've been able to kind of mesh a little better, kind of figure out which roles we want to do and which switch-ups we want to be able to perform, like on the spot, especially for a team like Annihilation, who's going to be able to bring all sorts of switch-ups themselves. I'm excited for it because I've seen them play so far in the tourney, and they did really good. In my opinion, they did really good against TN too. And honestly, I'm expecting it to be close. I think we are going in as underdogs just because of a little bit of an underperformance, I'd say, for where we've been seated. But at the same time, I think it's going to be really good. And yeah, that's kind of it.
All right, well, I think I'm done with my interrogation here. I think I'll hand things over to Ant and Bloom if you guys have any more questions.
Really
No,
do
not
not.
really.
I was just I don't know, very not, I guess not proud, but impressed at your guys' performance today. You guys did really well. Good job, and congrats on your win.
Thank you very much, Bloomishly.
Of course.
Yeah, great. Congrats on the win. It was definitely well earned.
Thank you. It was It was hard. I do have to say that we just went in, we had a lot of fun. The call wasn't too stressed out at any point in time. And, we were just going in expecting a good game, and that's what we got. Shoutouts to the Sabu Mage. Shoutouts to the Alaska Mage from the Delta Force match. I do have to put those in there. And yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. And one last note before we go. Are we going to see the Sabu Assassin in the future?
You know what? I'm going to leave that up for a surprise. We'll see.
All right. Well, looking forward to seeing your matchup with us in the not too distant future. Thanks for coming in for the interview, Cardona, and best of luck going forward.
Of course, and best of luck to you as well.
All right. So that was Cardona joining us for the interview here. Now, we do have one last thing to wrap up here before we finish things off. We have to select our player of the game from LB, and I think there are quite a few candidates there from both their offense and their defense. So, Ant, what are your thoughts? Who takes home the honor for today?
Yeah. On defense, pick 3 definitely stands out. He got a lot of really clutch recovs. And Pavlik, Sabu, they did a lot of work on offense as well. It's really hard to choose.
For me personally, I don't know if it's player of the game worthy, but I do want to shout out A-Fruit. I know they're not usually on the starting roster, and I think they performed really well today. I do want to put in Seago as a potential player of the game. He did really well on both, just had really good positioning and good survivability, and was able to get a lot of clutch recovs.
Yeah, I think for the clutch factor in particular, my thoughts were going with Seago and Dona, because both really did show up in the clutch and also turn things up towards the last 2 maps and really show off just how dominant they could be. Probably going to go with Seago just based on the fact that we have some agreement on that, but I guess any final thoughts on that question?
No, I'm content with that, yeah.
Seago player of the game. Good job to him.
Yeah. All right. So congratulations to Seago on being chosen as our player of the game for this match. After some especially clutch moments and a good overall performance from him. Congratulations to LB as they'll be moving on in the bracket. And good fight, I guess, to Fotiá, who definitely showed up today, especially on the first 2 maps, and fought hard to stay alive in the tournament. A good tournament from them overall. Good tournament from LB so far. And hopefully we'll be seeing a little bit more of LB in the not too distant future as they take on Annihilation. So looking forward to that and hope to see you guys here for some future CMS broadcasts. Thanks for tuning in and we'll see you soon.
Oh, yeah.